Let's talk a little bit more about graphing linear equations. In this example, I've got an equation in standard form, and we are going to sketch the graph. Now I know it's a line because I have x and y, there's no exponents, x is not in any denominator or under any square roots, so this is just going to be a linear function. There are a couple of ways we can go about creating the graph of the line. The first is to just make a table, choose some x values, and then find the y values. If you wanted to do that, it might look something like this. Usually we pick the x values of -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And I plug in the x value that I chose to just figure out what y value would go with that x value. Solving, I do my multiplication first. I'll add the 10 over. -3y equals 19. And then the thing that I don't like about this is when I go divide by that -3 to figure out the y value, I get this fraction that really is not great. I've got y is -19/3, so that's the y value that I got when I plugged in my x of -2. So now when I go put that point on my graph, I'm supposed to graph -19/3 as a y value. I don't want to have to deal with that. So yes, you can make a table, but you're not guaranteed that all of your values are going to be nice, easy values to graph. So I would not suggest doing this. Instead, let's take our equation and rewrite it in slope-intercept form. To do that, I'm going to take my equation and just solve for y. I need to move everything that's around the y to the other side. So I start by undoing that addition and subtraction, and then the very last thing that I do is undo the multiplication and division. So I divide by my -3, and when you're dividing, don't forget to divide everything, all of the terms in your equation. I simplify my two negatives to +5/3 x, +9 and -3 divide to -3. Now this is way more friendly because I can compare it to y equals mx plus b form. When you're graphing a line from slope-intercept form like this, the very first thing I need to know where my line is located, and that comes from our y-intercept. So in this situation, since I have a -3 at the end, my y-intercept is going to be -3. I go put that on my graph, and that's where my line is located. Now from here, I'll use the slope to find the other points on the line. The slope is the coefficient on x in this form. So my slope is +5/3. Remember, rise over run. So that numerator, our 5, that tells us how much we're going to rise. And then the denominator, the 3, is going to tell us how much we're going to move left and right. Positive means up and right. Starting at my y-intercept, I count my slope. I go up 5 and right 3 to get a second point on my line. And I can do it again, up 5, right 3. And you can keep following this pattern as long as you want. Since I ran out of graph though, I'll go ahead and stop here. I'll connect my dots the best I can, and this, more or less, is the graph of your equation, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.